And welcome to Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. I'm Steve Swat with the Sacramento Report. In the next few minutes, we're going to be talking about efforts at the state capitol to restore K-3 class size reduction. My guest is Ken Cooley, a member of the State Assembly, representing part of Sacramento County. Thanks for being with us.
Great to be here, Steve.
So let's sort of background the situation. Before the budget fiasco starting in 2008, we had K-3 cap on class size at 22. Correct. And there were incentives to keep the class size down.
That's right. If if the class size expanded, there actually were penalties school districts incurred. The idea was tried back in '96 by Jack O'Connell. He initiated it, but it was recognized by the early 2000s that actually in the K-3 grades, when kids are just launching their educational career, smaller classes really helped them perform better, and it endured. And so they made it systematic through the formula approach, and it held up until the recession hit, and those financial penalties were hitting school districts hard, and they had no good options because funds were short, and class sizes were starting to creep up.
And now you see class size at 30 or more.
Correct. You can get very huge class sizes. I think most Californians feel that if they've got kids in elementary school, that this is one of the most obvious ways that this recession has affected their family and their kids is through that class size change.
So you have proposed legislation that would return us to those pre-2008 class sizes.
That's right. The purpose of the bill, in the recession, they allowed class sizes to creep up and eased the penalties when that happened. And so my bill would take us back in the other direction, starting in the 2013-14, the following budget year, we'd start ramping down the allowed class sizes and easing adjusting the penalties, kind of move us back in a transition.
I would think, correct me if I'm wrong, that many or perhaps most districts don't have the financial wherewithal to start reducing class size. I mean, you're going to have to hire teachers, and it's expensive.
Right, and this is why the bill you don't throw a switch in this type of program across our K-12 school system and just implement it. You have to kind of phase it in. So it allows the policies in place for the 13-14 school year to be maintained, and thereafter start easing back. That's something districts have administered once before during the 2004-2008 period. They know how it works, yeah, it will allow them to kind of put their financial plans in place and move back in this direction to reduce class sizes K-3.
Are they telling you that there's money in place to do this?
Well, I think at this stage we haven't had a lot of hearings. I mean, I think everyone on the education front recognizes that this is an important part of how the recession has hurt California and our youngest students. You know, it's going to be a matter of priorities.
As it always is.
As it always is.
Give a little bit to education, take away somewhere else.
Yeah, but I think, you know, it's funny, Steve, I think 10 years ago, if you asked Californians, what do we need to do to improve the future? If you asked 100 Californians, you might get 100 opinions. Today, coming off of this recession, I think you ask 100 Californians, what have we lost in this recession? It's not going to be 100 items. It's going to be a smaller subset. And I think this issue of class size is getting bigger for these little kids is one of those items that people realize we've lost, they'd like to turn around.
Well, it's certainly a very important issue. I'm going to follow the progress of your legislation for the next several months. Thanks for coming by.
Very good. Thank you very much, Steve.
And thanks to our viewers also for watching Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. A reminder, you can also see this and other interviews on My Government On Demand, also on YouTube. I'm Steve Swat. Have a great day.